Stampers, this is Marie Bennett, and I'm here with your April Paper Pumpkin Thank You Kit. And hopefully you've had time to do your April Paper Pumpkin, and you've made this little Happy Spring, Happy Mother's Day, whatever sentiment you chose wreath. I'm not really a wreath person, but this one's kind of cute. So I hope you enjoyed making yours, and if you haven't made it yet, I hope you'll make it soon, because spring's coming. That's what they say. It snowed here yesterday, so it still feels like winter in Wyoming. Alright, so in your paper pumpkin, you got everything you need to make this wreath, and because Paper Pumpkin is celebrating their 1 millionth kit being mailed out, you also got a complimentary stamp set called Celebrate Everything. And so I'm going to be using some of the stamps that came with the actual kit and some of the Celebrate Everything stamps, and a stamp from the October Blissful Bouquet kit to make this sweet little thank you card. So I'm going to show you how I did that. Now when you made your wreath, you had some waste. This little punch out where the branches that hold the flowers were from. And then you had a lot of leftover strips of the green leaf material. And so for this card you will need one strip of this green leaf, and you will need to cut it exactly in half at 4 inches. So, and then from the Celebrate Everything stamp kit, I'm using the word everything. I don't know if you can see. Let me get something white to put under there, or maybe gray would work. Okay, so I'm using the word everything, and I'm using this sentiment, there's something I'd like to thank you for, and then the large watercolor looking flower image and the smaller flower image. And then out of the lovely wreath stamp set, we're using this flower looking image right here. And from the Blissful Bouquet, I'm using just this teeny little flower. So let's go ahead and get started. Now in your kit, you're going to get everything you need to make 2 of these cards. So you'll be getting Pear Pizzazz card base, which is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored down the middle at 4 1/4, and then you will fold on that score line. And then for the inside of the card, you will take one of these Whisper White cardstock pieces that is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to use that little branch waste, this piece of waste, and you're going to position it on the Whisper White cardstock like this, and then you need some what do they call these things? A sponge dauber. Oh my gosh. You need a sponge dauber, and I'm using soft suede, and I'm just going to get a little bit of soft suede on my dauber, and then I'm going to just very lightly, because I don't want it to be a dark branch, I just want a light suggestion of a branch, because then I can write on this there. So you can see there's just a very light suggestion of a branch coming down. And then to finish this, I'm going to use my Hello Honey. No, this is Delightful Dijon. I'm using Delightful Dijon. just one of last year's in colors. And I'm just taking that little tiny flower image and I'm going to stamp off because I just want a very light suggestion of a blossom. So I'm putting 3 at the end of each smaller branch here. There. So that's what the inside of the card looks like. And then I need to stamp the greeting or the message which says everything. So on the outside of the card it says there's something I'd like to thank you for, everything. And I'm using Blackberry Bliss for that. And just kind of right here by the branch. Alright, so the inside of the card is done, and I'm going to use snail adhesive and put this on the inside of the card right now. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside of the card. I'm just going to have about a 1/8 inch border all the way around. Okay. Now on the outside of the card I'm going to do the same thing. Take my DSP, which is Designer Series paper, and this was left over from celebrations, but I have plenty, so I'm sharing it with you. You really could use, if you're not getting my thank you pack and you're just looking at the video, you could use any colors, of course. Okay, so there's the first layer. Now at the bottom, up about maybe 1/2 inch, I'm going to put this green leaf looking thing, kind of makes it look like, I don't know, grass or something, right across there. And isn't it wonderful? It has its own adhesive. I think I'll use the leftovers from this kit. I'll probably use all of them. Oops, oh well. Get that on straight. You do yours straighter than I do. I got a little hill there. That's okay. Alright, so then you're going to get a smaller piece of Pear Pizzazz, and that's going to go right there. And you're getting a smaller piece of Whisper White. And so we're going to create this floral image on this piece of Whisper White. And I use Blackberry Bliss and Delightful Dijon for the center. Alright, so I'll start with the larger image of Blackberry Bliss. And I want to do some stamping off, so I have a little piece of scrap paper here. And where's my Blackberry Bliss? There it is. So the larger image is the lightest layer. So I'm going to stamp off twice. And then put the lighter image on the paper. And I'm just going to, at random, fill this space up with these larger images. Okay. Now with the smaller flower image, I'm also going to use the Blackberry Bliss, but this time I'm only going to stamp off once. And then stamp on. Okay, so that kind of gives these flowers just a little bit of dimension. And the last step in making these little flowers is to take this floral image that was part of the wreath stamp set, and I'm going to stamp that in Delightful Dijon. And I want this to be kind of a dark center, so I'm going to use Full Strength Delightful Dijon and just fill up the middle like that. There. So now my little background paper is done. Close up my ink so I don't make a huge mess. Oh, I need to keep the Blackberry Bliss open. I've got one more bit of stamping to do. So this greeting that says there's something I'd like to thank you for is going to go on this little postage stamp sized piece of Pear Pizzazz. And I gave you an extra one just in case, you know, it's not like I don't ever make mistakes, but you might. So I gave you an extra piece. Okay. Alright, so our stamping for this card is done. So to layer this, I'm going to give you the dimensions for these pieces. No, I'll do it now while I'm thinking about it, because if I wait and do it when I'm all done, I'll forget. Alright, so this piece right here, the Pear Pizzazz, is 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. And this piece that layers on top is 3 by 2 1/2. So we're going to just use snail adhesive and adhere this to these two pieces together, leaving about an 1/8 inch border all the way around. And then we're going to use the same snail adhesive and adhere this to the card base. Try to center it in the space right there. Okay. Now in your kit, you're going to find some gold thread. And I put enough there to do both cards, and you will have to use one of your dimensionals from another kit, and just one dimensional is really all you need for this step. Figure, where do you want your greeting to be? I want it right here. So kind of in the middle is where I'm going to put a dimensional. And then I'm going to take my gold string and just kind of loop it around so that it will kind of make a little burst. Oops. Where do I want to go with this loop? So just keep pressing it onto the dimensional. That'll hold it in place while you're creating the design you like. Okay, now I'm going to put a dimensional in every corner. There. So that card is finished. And you will get the supplies to make 2 of these cards, including the envelope. And on the envelope, I have created a little flower burst in this bottom corner using the same steps that I used in making this background paper. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll give this little card a try. If you are not a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, follow the link below my video and join the family, and every month you'll be getting a Paper Pumpkin thank you from me. So thanks for watching, and happy stampin'. Bye.